10 hyped products that I have tried that I think are a little overhyped. Hello, my gorgeous ones. Welcome to Alicia Budget Beauty. My name is Alicia. Here on my channel, I love all things affordable fashion and beauty. I do hauls, tutorials, reviews, overhyped product situations, all sorts of fun stuff. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe, stick around, be a friend. All right, you guys, I have 10 products that I have either tested out in the recent months or maybe even as far back as, I don't know, close to a year ago. And these products are an assortment of things. Some of them are things that I will be decluttering, and then some of them I still find value in. I still maybe like them. It's not that they're terrible, but for one reason or another, I do feel like they're overhyped. Whether that is that just the hype was just so nuts that it didn't live up to it, or maybe I do feel like it's a little too expensive for what it is. But if you want to see the 10 products that I'm like, it's okay, not so hypeable, keep on watching. All right, so the very first product I'm going to talk about is the one that kind of inspired this video, because the hype around this product was so over the top and in my mind absolutely ridiculous, and that is the Milk Makeup Cooling Water Jelly Tint. Now, I got this in PR, not directly from Milk Makeup. I got it from Skeepers. If you don't know what that is, it is a creator base that you can get products and test out. And so this one I got, and I signed up for it before I knew, or before I saw the hype. A lot of times on Skeepers, you will see something drop on there before it has been released and before the mania starts. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll test out this cute little blush. You guys. All right. What this is, besides being super overhyped, this is just like a little jelly stain is what it is. And the reason why I think this was so overhyped is it is all that I saw on TikTok for quite a while. And I'm not a TikTok scroller. I am a TikTok, create my content, talk back to the people who ask questions and comment on other friends and fellow creators' posts. I'm not a TikTok scroller, but every time I opened it up, it was just right there in my face, and like the dumbest stuff. And by the way, I just want to say, if you love one of these, or if you're a creator and you have done what I'm about to talk about, just take it with a grain of salt. I'm not coming at you. This is definitely just my opinion. You can take it or leave it, but I do think it's important, you know, as a creator, important as, you know, someone who gets things in PR, that we do talk about the things that we think are just a little bit overhyped. So, all right, there's my disclaimer. So everyone was doing ridiculous things with this, like pushing on it. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to stain my finger, but like pushing on it, making it jiggle, seeing if it would bounce, all these things. And I was like, why are we doing that? Like, we need to know if it works well on the face. So we need to know if it holds up well, if it blends out nicely, how are the shades? Like, why are we playing with it? We're not children. It was just very, very bizarre to me. And then whenever I tried it out, I personally had a hard time getting this to stay put nicely. Now, I have some friends that said it stained really, really terribly, to where if they got it on their fingers, they couldn't get it off, or they couldn't scrub it off their face. I kind of had a different situation where I put it on the rare time that I ever take a nap, like twice out of the whole year. I laid my head down for about 5 minutes. When I came up, it was all removed from my face, so it did not really stain. I just thought it's just so gimmicky to me. It's not horrible, but it did not deserve all the hype that it got. And I think it's like 24 bucks for what I think. You guys, it's a name. If you saw this little plastic pink and it said Claire's, I just went to Claire's with my daughter yesterday, okay? If it said Claire's, no one would bat an eye. Everyone would think, oh, what a cute little blush for like an 8-10-year-old. And it should have been $8, truly. Okay, the next product, I'm not trying to pick on Milk. This just happens to kind of be a coincidence. It is another product that I did get from Skeepers again, so I did not purchase this myself, But this is the Milk Odyssey Lip Oil Gloss in the shade Explore. This is not the worst lip product I've ever used, but number one, it doesn't really look like a lip oil. I don't know if you just saw that kind of string out. It's a little bit thick. Let me just put it on my hand here. Here it is. So it's a little bit thick and it's sticky. Like it is that, oh, it's so sticky. Okay, it's sticky. And then just when I was doing this to shear it out, it started clumping in these weird little stringy things, which is exactly what it's going to do on the lips, where it looks like you just ate string cheese and it's like, not that string cheese is, but the thought of like lip string cheese is, but yeah, like this just, okay, maybe I said it's not the worst product and it sounds like the worst product. It is just not, it's not good. And again, it's way too expensive. There are tons of phenomenal lip oils out there and this is just mismarketed. This is a lip gloss and a very sticky one. Okay, the next one is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Hue Drops. Another thing that I got from Skeeper's PR. I did purchase a few of these, just a couple, so we'll get to those. But okay, this one is definitely not one that's horrible. Those last two I have in a declutter bin. I'm sure you'll see them again when I do a whole declutter video. These I'm keeping. They're not horrible. In my opinion though, on my skin, for whatever reason, these are supposed to be marketed to give like a bronze glow, right? And so when you pump it out, it looks like, ooh, looks very pigmented and everything. And then that's all that I would want to use for my face. I've seen some people be like, no, look, it's so bronzy on the skin, but they pumped like half the bottle. This is too expensive to pump half the bottle to get a hue on your skin. It should just be a little bit, but okay. But see how this is going here? You have to really blend it in. I mean, you're not gonna let it sit on the skin. So after it's blended and it's no longer real wet, I mean, a little, like you can see like a little bit here, but in my opinion, it wasn't really enough. Like if I'm doing something bronzy, and I'll get to something else here in a minute that's in that same sort of category. If I'm bronzing my skin, then I want not to be Oompa Loompa. I don't want to be like a burnt biscuit, but I thought it would provide a little bit more pigment than that on my skin. And I do feel like it did a little bit better on my hand than it does on my face. On my face, I really can't tell much of a difference at all. Also, I have the original niacinamide dew drops that are not the bronze, and I love them. And I felt like this, something about it, whatever is making it bronze in there, I feel like it didn't sit as nicely on the skin. Like it almost had like a stickiness to it that I didn't feel like the original had. There is a fly that is kamikaze, okay? He has a death wish. He's on a mission to bomb my video. If you see him, I hate him. All right, but I don't know. I like the original so much better. These are not terrible. I will use them up. Would I purchase them? I would not, but I would purchase the original. All right, next. This is not like the most hyped. It's really not, but I'm just including it because I just think the price on this brand is so dumb and so unwarranted. I had to talk about it. So it is La Mer, and this is the Moisturizing Soft Cream. Now, this is the third little pot that I've had. I did not pay for this. Again, Skeepers got it there. Maybe this title should be like overhyped things I got in PR, but a few things I did buy. So again, this is not something that I'm like decluttering. I hate it. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use this little guy up, but you guys, this in a normal size pot is like $1,000. I'm not even kidding. I mean, it's somewhere around there. I may be off like 100 or 200 bucks. It doesn't matter if it is over 100 bucks for this. No. If it is over 20 bucks for this, it's overpriced. But like $1,000, are you kidding me? This is a CeraVe Neutrogena L'Oreal quality moisturizer, not even disguised in a really nice packaging. This is cheap, like nothing fancy. This should be encrusted in age rewinding silver dust, okay, to be that expensive. It's fine. It's fine. It's very scented. It's ridiculous. So again, this isn't super hyped, but I'm like, no, no, it's overpriced. All right, let's show something I did buy, okay? So they are the Juvia's Place blushes. These are not the matte ones. These are like the shimmery highlighter blushes. I have the shade Blush Lily. No, okay, no, I'm showing that as an example. Okay, I have 3 of these. I don't know where it went, but okay. Blush Lily Matte over here. Blush Lily Glow on this side and Marigold Glow on this side. I adore the original, the matte. It is so good. Honestly, gives Rare Beauty a run for its money. The shades though that they have in Juvia's are like a little bit more diverse, like just a little bit more fun than the Rare Beauty, but I do love the Rare Beauty, but I think they're just as good, honestly. So good. These glowy ones, I don't feel like they're as flattering on the skin, whereas I have dry skin and I do love a glow. I mean, hello, I'm over here glowing. I love like a shimmer. I love a highlight. I do like a glowy blush. There's something about these, so they just don't blend out as nicely. They don't melt into the skin as well. It kind of like sits on top and looks a little bit streaky. So they're not horrible, but they're not better than the matte in my opinion. And I was expecting more since I do like a glow than these. So I would say all the way, get the matte ones, then use just like a shimmery blush topper on top, a highlighter to get the same effect. All right, next up from Supergoop, we have the Protected Tint Daily SPF 50. So again, a Skeepers item, and this is not bad. It's really, really not. It's just not really made for my skin. This is oil skin friendly, absolutely. This is like, if you had oily skin, perfect for summertime, because you are wanting to be protected. You want the SPF, you want oil control when you're out in the sun. So it totally makes sense. For me, it's not horrible on me. It is just not ideal. I do feel like it dries pretty quickly. Like I have to kind of work with it quick. And then it just looks a little bit like I can notice some ever so slight cracking of the skin under. No, this is something I would use actually under a foundation, because I generally do that with tints. It's like a first base, and then I'll put like a light layer of foundation over. So I'm thinking I could maybe get away with this by itself, super light makeup day, if I'm not going like full glam, I'm in the pool, nothing, and I wouldn't set it, like I wouldn't put powder over it, but that's just not my ideal makeup style. So I think if you do have dry skin and you don't put anything else on top of the tint, maybe try this, but don't put a powder to set it. And then if you're oily skin, I think you'd love it. But for me, it was just a little bit of a disappointment, and I was really excited about it. Another one from Supergoop, same thing, Skeepers. This wasn't extremely hyped for long, but when it came out, people were real excited about it. It is their SPF Broad Spectrum Lip Balm. This is the shade High Five. I love the shade. I think it's super pretty, this kind of burnt orange. I just feel like this was very drying on the lips. And if I do think it's important to protect the lips. I'm bad about that. I've definitely had blisters on my lips before from being in the sun. Not so much now, but when I was younger, I do love that it's like you have a lipstick on almost, because it's pretty pigmented. I'll just show it to you. So pretty pigmented there. Love the shade. It just was so drying, and I felt like, okay, I couldn't just wear this. Like I would have to put a gloss over it, and then you're just attracting the sun to the gloss. It's basically like putting like baby oil on your skin. You're like, hello, fry my lips. So it was a little counterproductive. Now, wearing this, not being out in the sun, putting something over it, like a gloss, sure, but then it kind of defeats the purpose of it being SPF and for outside. So this was a disappointment for me. The people that hyped this up last summer, I was like, you are not telling how drying this is. All right, 2 more items. The last one's something I bought. This one is not. And people are gonna come at me, but just let me finish about this one. This is the Be Goldie Drunk Elephant Bright Drops with niacinamide. So these are the bronzing. I really don't want to waste any of it because I do really like this. So why is it in this video? It's because since then, there have been so many really good dupes, copies inspired by the Pacifica ones. I feel like are almost as good, maybe not like, because these are really, really good. Don't get me wrong. They're just pricey. They are, I mean, it's a little bottle and they are pricey. I think 34 or 40, something like that. The Pacifica, I want to say, is maybe 16. I think for the price difference, Pacifica all the way. I would definitely go with the Pacifica. I also know, well, e.l.f. has theirs out. I did order it. I have it on the way. I may already have it by the time you guys see this. I'm sure it will be good. I know Makeup Revolution's coming out with one. So I just feel like while this is good, there's other things that already kind of existed like it. Like, get a shade darker of the Lumi Glotion from L'Oreal. That's something I've always done. It cracks me up because all these glowy or these bronzing things, I have always mixed in, you know, when you get the shimmery, like the e.l.f. glow ones or the Lumi Glotion, Milani had one. Everyone got more of like a champagne if they were my skin tone. I've always bought the really deep one and mixed it in to bronze my skin. It's been one of my tricks for years, and now I'm like, great. Now everyone thinks they invented it with these, but there's just so many cheaper ways to get that bronze golden skin than this, even though I think these are really good. And my very last kind of overhyped, de-influencing possibly product is something that I purchased and I do really like it, but it is the Hourglass Face Palette. This is ambient number, I'm trying to think of which shades I have here, but well, I'll just show it to you. So I've got the light or the light medium. All right. I've always held off on buying these because I've always been kind of a hater where I'm like, that is ridiculously expensive. Thinking it was ridiculous that people would spend so much money on it. Well, they had a 40% off flash, like kind of just word of mouth sell several months ago. And I was like, all right, for 40% off, I will try it and get it. And so for 40% off of this, yes, I do think it's a really good product. I think it's really pretty. These aren't exactly my favorite tones. They had already run out of the shades that I wanted. I like something a little bit deeper. I do like the blushes, but it's just, I don't know. Like I would have liked maybe something a little bit more coral or a little bit burnt orange or maybe even something pinkier, a little bit more pigment. And then the bronzer is like almost too light for me. Summertime, it will be too light. Winter, it's fine. The highlight is like, okay, the thing is with this is it's very like almost undetectable, which I think is what it's going for. It's like effortless beauty. It's like your skin looks perfected, but you can't really tell if they're wearing anything. And I do find value in that. I just think for the price though, it's just a little overrated to me. If you can get it for 40% off, packaging's beautiful. I do think it's handy. I would recommend it, but full price, I think it is overrated. That is it, you guys. Those are my 10 kind of overrated, overhyped, kind of de-influencing, you know, products here. You guys will have to let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with these? Are you super mad at me for any of these? Let me know in the comments. Keep it kind. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, have fun shopping, budget shopping. Bye.